I know Chigs is in here recording or some shit.
No Chid Smooth in here, right? So whatever you say,
you know, Che gonna have everything up there.
whatever you say, Chid's gonna be on YouTube with it, man. I like you.
That's the Casey family. One thing I admire about DJ Envy is that I think he's a workaholic, just like myself. He gets to the bag. You know, he's a provider. You know, he likes nice things and he likes giving his loved ones nice things, so he works very hard. But you know, and again, I don't want to just concentrate on him because you know how people get funny about their wife. So I'll just say in general about these relationships that we never knew about. I have zero idea, and I'll tell you how I move, right? Like, if you're the breadwinner and your wife not a public figure, why you got your wife over here or your girl over here sitting up saying shit that's gonna make you look crazy? That's the only thing I'm saying. Just like if it was vice versa. If my wife was a breadwinner, put like this. If Nicki Minaj, who is a breadwinner, Big Zoo shouldn't be coming out saying nothing to make Nicki look crazy. But these days, I feel like it's normalized for like Jada. I'm not saying Jada don't make her own money or whatever the case is, but Jada coming out making Will look like a herb, like a sucker. Then I'm hearing this and I'm like, damn, yo, Envy, we ain't even need to know that about you, bro. Like, this is some shit that like we ain't even had to know. Like, this is you supposed to like deal with this shit behind closed doors. Like, what the fuck going on? Like, I don't know why people like it's difficult for me because like I fuck with Envy enough where I don't want to say nothing about his like relationship that he could take wrong, but he's inviting us to kind of say the shit. You know what I mean? Like, because nobody should have known this. That's my own thing. Why the fuck we even know this? You get me? Like, I just can't understand. And we would think it's the younger people who are doing this. It's older motherfuckers who've been married for long ass times now coming out with these stories that nobody ever asked to hear. Nigga, we were rapping about Will and Jada relationship. Bitch, we ain't had to hear the full thing about y'all relationship. That you was a cuck and you was getting entangled and donkey fucked by whoever R&B singer. You could have kept that down low. Same thing I'm looking at here. I'm like, yo, man, I've watched Envy since I was a child. I remember watching Envy when Envy allegedly cheated on his wife. And Envy was on the radio, emotional as hell. And again, I give him credit for that. But bringing your wife to tell people that you wasn't fucking her right, like, bruh, like, why are we doing this? I don't get why we doing this. I just don't get it. I don't know what it is. Because I don't see no younger couples doing that shit. It's only older couples doing it. And I'm going to be honest with you, it kind of puts, it kind of helps me, not helps me, it makes me realize like that marriage shit is a sham. Because the people who married talking about faking it, talking about their partner can't satisfy, yo, that's what Jada said about Will. Jada said we had to come to the realization that this nigga can't satisfy me. Yo, what type of shit is that? Somebody said they're selling a book. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I just feel like there's different ways to sell a book, bro. I don't know. I'm not, I'm not getting down on them, but like, that's not my way how to sell a book, bro. And maybe I'm looking at it from a different lens. I'm gonna tell you why. This is why I'm gonna honestly tell you why. Because you could never flip this in reverse. And this is why I feel bad for the men. If Will was the person who sat up there and said, Jada just wasn't doing it no more, I needed a young white bitch who had that wet that I had to go get entangled with, bro, they would call Will a fucking, like, scum of the earth. Imagine if DJ Envy was supposed to say, yo, I ain't gonna lie, man, my wife, like, after having a couple kids, my wife just wasn't tight enough. I had to go get a chick with that vice grip. Bro, they would chew this nigga out. But when it comes to dudes, they can say anything about you. Oh, yeah, he couldn't make her come. He couldn't satisfy. Like, dudes were always up for criticism. But those critiques can never, ever be equal. You know what I mean? like, I don't want to make this nothing about him because I know he can get a little personal about shit like that. So I'll say to me, I'll say use my or make up a situation about me. Imagine a girl saying like, "Yeah, I think academics can make me come." That's acceptable if they say it in public, right? Now, what about if I respond by saying, "Yeah, I couldn't make you come because that pussy was dry. That shit was worn out. You got 500,000 miles on that bitch. I can't do nothing with it." You know what they would say? "Look at this guy. He's a scum." You know, we hate a nigga for saying some shit like that. Imagine if a nigga kept it real and be like, "Yo, I ain't even gonna lie to you. Bro, I stopped fucking my chick because that pussy just ain't it. I'm tired of that pussy. That pussy just ain't wet enough for a nigga like me." Men, we gotta take every type of fucking criticism. Your dick small, you can't make her come, you don't last long enough, you don't eat pussy good enough, you don't eat pussy at all. You gotta take all type of shit where women are describing you that you ain't shit, but you can't respond by saying, "I ain't gonna lie, maybe I would fuck you a little longer, or maybe I wouldn't have to always, jerk off behind your back if your pussy was a little bit tighter." You know what I mean? Like, what? You can't even say that. You can't even say that. Maybe I didn't have to cheat if your pussy was a little bit better, but holy, you're done. So that's why I feel bad. And by the way, I know Envy's selling the book, so he probably don't want nobody to feel bad for him, but it's just like, bro, why men always look so pathetic when it comes to shit like that? It's what the dude can't do. Someone said, "Accurate bowcat." Yo, bottom man on there, I'm pussy no dog, man. I keep it real with you, Man, everything there. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. This is where me and DJ Envy going differ. Your bitch tell me I ain't making a comment. Yo, I ain't gonna. Yo, here's another thing too. This is my. You see, I'm not no marriage, so I would just keep it 1,000. See, he married to a shorty, so he gotta appease her and shit like that. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. The bitch tell me I can't make her come. I'm gonna tell that bitch about, yo, I used to be with some Egyptian bitch. She used to come 20 times during sex. She was just mad sensitive. Her body was just naturally inclined to come more. She was super sensitive. If you fucking her and you hit certain, it would automatic happen. There's some of these bitches, they either ran through or they just don't. They was never born with that fucking spot that they could come. Bitch, that ain't me. That's you, nigga. Nigga, that's you. You ain't gonna shame me. I'm finna shame you. Your pussy, there's something, your pussy wasn't built right. Because I've been with a chick who come all the time. The fuck this guy do with me? But like this, I've never blamed a bitch yo, she couldn't make me come. Nigga, if I'm fucking you and you ain't make me come, I pull my dick out and I jerk off and I bust right in your face. That's it. Good sex, I'm out of here. I ain't got time for that shit. With these chicks, you gotta coddle them, you gotta coddle their feelings and shit. I'm like, what are we doing? The dude's looking crazy. I don't know, man. Somebody said Clubhouse told about you. What they talking about?